It's almost 7 o'clock. Refresh, Ben. Refresh. Refresh. I'm fine.
I think we're okay. Staying on the radio podcast, and that's the first thing. Other than that,
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Stay.
Test.
Yeah, continue to do that.
Okay, if you don't want to do it, say hi. Charlotte, you're embarrassed. Hello. No, just try and speak like hello. Hello.
Okay. So what's really cool about the microphones is that we don't be able to talk into them. They're going to pick you up without even thinking about it, okay? So you don't even need to face them. You can face me, and it'll be great. Yes?
Yes.
Awesome. Other way.
Oh, wow.
Okay, friends. Okay. If you can hear my voice, touch your nose. If you can hear my voice, touch your forehead. If you can hear my voice, touch your nose. Okay, awesome. Everybody's touching their nose. Love it. Okay. So, if you can hear my voice, touch your nose and stay looking at me. Okay, awesome. So, we're going to start with the Lots of Latkes song.
All right, welcome everybody. Good to see you. I think we all know that it is Shabbat. Yes, indeed. We also know that Hanukkah starts on Sunday night. And so we're kind of in this place in which we don't want to ignore Hanukkah, but we certainly can't observe fully Hanukkah. Can't light candles, it's not Hanukkah yet. So if you're waiting for some good old Hanukkah candle lighting, you'll see that next week. However, this week, we certainly don't want to ignore Hanukkah, so you're going to get some fun Hanukkah songs to start putting you in the Hanukkah spirit, along, of course, with Shabbat as well. So welcome, everybody. We begin with a song that is not in your prayer book. It's just not so hard.
Cool.
And Makela will teach you how to do it.
Right.
Lots of latkes.
So we're going to start. Hammers. Everybody got it? Okay. Maccabee, 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 Mac, 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 Maccabee, 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 Mac, Mac, Mac. Sivy bon so so, Sivy bon so so, Sivy bon so so, Sivy bon so so. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat 'em up. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat 'em up. Okay, good job, everybody. Okay, so here's the thing. I know it's silly, but that's what's fun about it. So, we're all going to do that together, and Jocelyn made up some really great hand motions, so we're all going to do those together. Alright, so we're going to start with Maccabees. We're going to make some hammers for the Maccabees, because that's what Maccabees means. Alright, we're going to go Maccabee, 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 Maccabee. Awesome. Second part, cradles. What is cradle in Hebrew? City bone. Awesome. Nice. So, city bones. You can either do this on your head, or on your hand, or another way, whatever. City bone so so. City bone so so. City bone so so. City bone so so. Do it again. City bone so so. City bone so so. City bone so so. City bone so so. Okay. Title of the song, Lots of Latkes. We're going to eat latkes. Good job, Jocelyn, on that hand motion. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat them up. Lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots of latkes, lots. Let's all eat them up. Okay, so here's the thing. All those parts work together really beautifully. So we have some Makela alumni who are home, and that's really exciting. And they're going to help us with this. So if you're in this part of the room, we're going to follow the sisters. Great. If you're in this part of the room, you're going to follow Noah. And if you're in this part of the room, you're going to follow me. Is that me? Okay. Okay. So we're all going to start together with the Maccabees. You guys are going to stay on the Maccabees. And you guys are going to move on to the city bone. And we're going to move on to the latkes. It's all going to work together. It's going to be amazing. Okay, everybody ready?
We got this.
We got this. All right.
Makela, you're going to help us, right?
Go. Okay. All right. Maccabees.
Maccabee,
Maccabees. Maccabee. Maccabee. Maccabee.
Maccabee, 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 so. Maccabee, 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 That is a great way to start, with singing.
That is confusing.
So, there's no doubt that you will. Well, you know what? I do want to say one thing before we start, and that is, I watched, up here at Cantor Snyder and how he has done such a beautiful job with Makela, and that makes me so happy. But he stands on the shoulders of giants. You know that Noah Simon, who is just back from Brandeis along with Lily, they were working together for a number of years with me but mostly Noah and Lily were working for a number of years to help keep Makela running strong and purring in a beautiful way. And the reason why was because they too stood on the shoulders of giants. Believe it or not, and it won't surprise you because his hair's gray, his beard's gray. He's probably 90 years old right now. But the guy who started Makela is also here. He walks with a cane now. No, but Mr. Greg Wyman, who is sitting all the way in the back corner, he was the one, Makela became what it was thanks to him. Now again, remember, he's really old. But we're so glad to have Greg here. Welcome back, Greg, Kelsey too, of course. So this is a great night for Makela, believe it or not. We have some of the people who have most of the people who have truly built Makela to what it is right now, and that just makes us so happy. So we are going to continue because we talked about this is Hanukkah and about how we are certainly going to, acknowledge the fact that Hanukkah is right around the corner, and we don't want to ignore that tonight. But at the same time, it's not yet Hanukkah. Still, Hanukkah is the festival of lights. Correct. You got it. And so, before we do the blessing for the candles, a sweet and beautiful song written by Debbie Friedman called "Let Us Light These Lights."
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen.
All right, so just as a way of keeping us on our toes for Shabbat, we continue with part of Lechado D on page 138.
Lechado D, Likrat Kala, Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Likala.
Back up onto the bima, because we are continuing now with the Baruch Hu, and then another song, which you'll hear about in just a moment. But first the Baruch Hu, and it can be found on page 146, and we'd like to ask everyone to please rise. 146.
Stop it, Abby.
As we said earlier, Hanukkah is the festival of light, which feels really weird because it's really, really dark out. It's the darkest time of the year. The sun is setting earlier and earlier. In fact, the earliest sunset will be on the 21st the whole year. We have a saying in our tradition that comes from the book of Psalms. It says that in the evening there might be weeping, there might be crying, there might be some sadness. But in the morning there will be songs of joy. We know in our tradition that times of sadness, that times of darkness are always followed by times of light. Whether that's in the Purim story in Esther, where we hear after some very troubling times, we hear by Yehudim Hai Torah that the Jews had light, or whether that's during Hanukkah, when after a particularly brutal fight, when the temple was desecrated. We have a festival of lights, where we have a miracle that revolves around the lighting of a menorah. So we wanted to offer this song, Roll Into Dark, that will allow us to roll from darkness to light and from light back to darkness, and to see that those two things are connected within our tradition, and that even in these times of darkness, that in the morning there will be light.
Page 152, Shema. You guys can stay right there. We're on 154. V'ahavta et Adonai lecha
בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ואמרת בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בעיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו הבאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם.
All right, so we're on page 158, and we're about to sing the song Mi Chamocha. But before we do, I want you to know that typically in Jewish tradition, and I'm not just saying this, this actually is Jewish tradition, that you change the tune for Mi Chamocha, and you use a tune that you are familiar with from the season. What that means is, so if, for example, if it's Passover time, you might hear, or let's say,
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai.
you got that. Or for example, if it's Purim time, you might hear, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. You get the point, right? So now, so why am I telling you this? Because we're going to change the tune for Mi Chamocha to an unusual Mi Chamocha tune. However, you probably will recognize it. Now, we're not going to tell you what it is. However, afterwards, if we remember, we're going to ask to see if anyone can say what is the song normally? What is that tune normally a part of? So, Mi Chamocha, page 158. Audrey. What's that? What you say?
Yeah.
Ma'osor. Who was going to say that? Good. Who is not going to say that? Bad. Bad. Let's go back to the goods. Who was going to say that? All right, I like that one much better. All right, Ma'osor. Next time you're going to get that. We're on page 160. This is Hashki Venu.
Hashkidenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lecha Eloheinu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom, Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Ushmor Tzeiteinu, Uvoenu, L'chaim U'shalom, Me'ata ve'ad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom, Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom, Ve'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chaim.
All right, 164 is how we begin the tefillah with Adonai Sifatai Tiftach, and it's going to go after that to 166, 168, and 170. We ask everyone to please rise. 164.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach, Ufiani Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yadadai, dai, dai, 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 yadadai, dai, dai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Ha'gibor Ve'hanurah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Ve'koneh HaKol, Ve'zocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, U'mevidu Livnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Me'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav Le'Hoshia. Mashiv HaRuach U'morin HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Le'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol Be'rachamim. Somech Noflim Ve'rofeh Koholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayeh Emunato, B'shenei Avad, Nichamocha Ba'am Yehudot, U'midon Melav, Melech Memit U'mechayeh, U'mashliach Yeshua, Ne'eman atah ha'chayot ha'kol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh ha'kol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom ya'alelu v'asela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
Please be seated. So, I know it says, I'm going to tell the story of Hanukkah a little bit later, and I've decided I'm not really. I'm changing my mind. I'm going to tell you a few things about Hanukkah right now. So, and this is going to come as a surprise to you. But I'm going to tell you about the true miracle of Hanukkah. And if you think you know what's coming, it's not. You're familiar with the fact that you probably know the story of the oil lasting for 8 days. And that is part of our tradition for sure. It's only enough for one day, it lasted 8 days. That is part of Jewish tradition. But there's more. There's much more to the story of Hanukkah than just the oil. You see, back at that time, there was a person who was the king of what was called Assyria. And his name was, and it's a kind of a crazy name, but his name was Antiochus. And Antiochus was a very angry person. He was angry for a lot of reasons. But one of the biggest reasons was that he was losing some other wars. And one of the things that he did was as a way of kind of taking out his anger. He went to Jerusalem because he was really in control of Jerusalem at the time. He went to Jerusalem, which is in Israel, and he said to all the Jews there that they had to stop doing everything that makes them a Jew. That they were no longer allowed to eat special foods, that they were no longer allowed to sing special Jewish songs, they were no longer allowed to read the Torah, and they were no longer allowed to gather together for special times. All of the things that made people Jews, it was forbidden. And yes, it's also true that he went into the temple, the big temple of Jerusalem, and he put it in ruins. Yes, it's true that he did what's called desecrated the temple. He turned it into like a big pigsty. And so it wasn't holy anymore. And that's why after Judah Maccabee he defeated Antiochus, he went and he cleaned up the temple and found one jar, cruse of oil, and it lasted for 8 days. But let's go back to Antiochus for a second. He didn't like Jews doing anything that was Jewish. And he thought that was going to be the best way to get rid of all the Jews. If people stopped doing Jewish things, we would no longer be Jews. Right? Because what makes you a Jew if you don't do anything Jewish? But that's when Judah Maccabee came into play. It wasn't about finding the oil, one cruise that lasted 8 days. But Judah Maccabee said, I care about doing Jewish things. I care about making sure that my family and your family does Jewish things, and knows Jewish things, and knows what the Torah is, and knows songs and Hebrew songs, and knows how to do things in the Shabbat service, and I care about that stuff. And Judah Maccabee said, and anyone else who cares about that stuff, he said, follow me. And they went, and they defeated Antiochus. And that was the miracle. The miracle was not that we had enough oil. The miracle was that Judah Maccabee had the courage to lead people to defeat this very powerful ruler. And Judah Maccabee, the miracle was that Judah Maccabee was able to let us do Jewish things again. And the miracle is that you here are still here in a synagogue doing Jewish stuff. Because had it not been for Judah Maccabee, we would have just been human beings, good human beings, I'm sure, but human beings that don't do anything Jewish. The miracle is that we're here still. And when you think about the fact that you being here is a miracle, which it is, it kind of makes you realize that it's our job to actually care about the things that are so miraculous. Not to ignore them. To realize that the fact that we're here is a miracle, so let's not take it for granted. The fact that we're here is thanks to Judah Maccabees being a hero. So let's make sure that we care about this in the way that she wanted us to care about it. That's the miracle of Hanukkah. I know we tell you about the oil, and yeah, that's a fun story, but that's really not even a miracle. Because what difference does it make? Light went out, light stays on. What matters is, does your light go out? And so long as it stays on, that's the miracle of Hanukkah. We have to remember, it's like probably the most important thing we can remember, is that they did something miraculous for us. So we are going to continue by singing a prayer of peace. Shalom Rav. Maybe you know it. I hope you know it. I know a few people who do know it, and that they are people from Makela. So if Makela would come on back up here for Shalom Rav. Pause for a moment of silence. And you guys can share chairs.
It's the best problem to have.
There's now a chair there. one of the best parts about family service, not one of, probably the best part, is when we get to pause for a moment, well, other than Makilas singing, probably the best part. But when we get to pause for a moment, we get to bless children, we get to celebrate birthdays. So let's see, what month is this? December. So it's my hope that there are some kids here that have birthdays in December. It's possible, of course, that you had a birthday in November and you forgot to come to services. And if so, you can come up here too. So if you had a birthday in November and you forgot to come last month, or December, this month, come on up because we have a special present we want to give you. Come up, Miranda. When was your birthday? When's your birthday? Of? December 4th, so happy birthday. Let's see, you can pick your favorite. Hold on, I've got lots. Any scratch off that you want. Take that. That's good. Wait, stay here. When's your birthday, Clay? December 29th. It's coming up. And you're going to be what? 14, 15, 13, 12, 8. That was my next guess. You pick anything you want. Take that one. Okay, anybody else birthday November forgot to come in December? Oh my God, it's weak. This is a very not a very large number. So listen to me. What's right? That's a good point. So our hope, of course, for you is that you are that you remember about the gifts that you can give as you're 1 year older. Miranda, how old are you? 10, 8. You guys are both getting older. You have both the capacity to not just take, but give a little bit more, and we hope that that's what happens in your life. And as you get older, and then you continue to make us as proud as you already have. These scratch-offs are very valuable. Beneath those scratch-offs could be a ball, a pencil, cup, a new car, gift cards, although I think we've been giving out a lot of gift cards lately. I think that maybe they were part of a stack or something, you know. And so, but you never know. Gift cards are in here too. Gift cards, ball, cups, car, pencil, and $50,000 money. There's one of those. But by the way, I want you to know that we only give that card out to people if it's actually the month of their birthday. So if like you come the month before, like you said, no, I forgot to come last month, we make sure not to give out $50,000 money. So you actually have to come on the month of your birthday for that. But we just want to wish you a Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'achiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh, which means we praise you, Adonai, our God, for giving us life and for sustaining us, for enabling us to reach this day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'achiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
So parents, what I want you to do is take your hands and place them on the cheek or shoulders or head of your child or grandchild. And if you are blessing a daughter, her we say, Smech Elohim, Sarah Rivka Lev Rachel. And those words mean, may God make you like the daughters of Israel, like Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. And if you are blessing a son, we say, Simcha Elohim Ephraim Kachim Menashe, which means, may God make you like the sons of Israel, like Ephraim and Menashe, and in all cases, or just like the best you that you can be. Now, for all of our children, these are the words, Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, which means, may God bless you and keep you. Er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, which means, may the light of God's face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. May a sense of God's presence always surround you and bless you with peace. Amen. It would be nice to give kisses right now. It would be the right thing to do. No one will fault you for giving a big hug and kiss and saying, I love you. All right. We turn now to page 586 in our prayer book, and we rise for Aleinu. Would everyone please rise? 586. Then you know that at this part of our service, we bring to mind loved ones from our family and our extended families who have passed away. They've died. In 2 cases, they've passed away really recently. And in many cases, it's that this is the anniversary of their passing. And so I'm going to first read to you 2 names of people who have passed away recently, and they are Marie Adams, mother of Lou Shapira, and also Norma Mitchum, grandmother of Joshua Weiss. Now, I'd also like to share with you these loved ones again. It's the anniversary of their passing. Adolf Schatzberg, Jean Pitts, Albert Robert Gordon, Jesse Keshen, Jeffrey Weissman, Robert Agranov, Mary Taylor, Phil Tice, Helen Virginia Waldstein, Sylvia Ann Gordon, Frida Kellerman, Stanley Rosenthal, Peter Wend, Joan Williams, Harry Lindauer, Paul Shield, and Gisela Boots Levinson. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones who have passed away, we have a prayer for them called Kaddish. It's on 598. Please join me if you know it. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalmad yivrach harutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei b'chal beit Yisrael, ba'agalah u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach v'yelam u'lamei amayah, yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei v'kumsha richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiram b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, Chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. Amen. Please be seated. Thank you. All right, so the good news is that the service is almost over. And that means that immediately after the service, there is some yummy food out in the lobby for you to have. Also, more good news is that I'm going to say thank you to people. Why is that good news? Because that's how we should always feel about saying thanks to people, that it's something that brings us happiness and joy. And so thank you so much to Jonathan Biran and Jerry Falk for serving as ushers this evening. Thank you so much to Makela for singing so beautifully here this evening, and it's not over. There is still one more song to sing. Thank you so much to Canon Gabe Snyder for the way that he oversees Makela and his extraordinary assistants. That is Jesse Bird and Audrey Rubenstein, with a little extra help today from Lily and Rubenstein and Noah Simon, all the way back from college. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, let me also share with you a handful of announcements. You might say, announcements? Oh my God, well, let me tell you about them. Tomorrow night, Sisterhood is sponsoring a Hanukkah Havdalah celebration. It's going to be really fun, and there is a guest speaker from the Israeli embassy coming, and we're going to do some Hanukkah songs, have some Hanukkah food, all on the night before Hanukkah. But now that would be even closer to Hanukkah, but still, that's tomorrow night, 6:30. See our weekly email to RSVP. We also need assistance for winter relief. We house the homeless here every single year. Well, we haven't done it the last couple of years because of COVID, but we're doing it again. It's not easy. It takes a lot of work. It takes people, all sorts of people, to pitch in, help, and do things. And so please see the weekly email for ways that you can help. Resilience as Your Superpower is on Sunday at 10 a.m., a program with Hineni. Also, see the weekly email for information. My Torah study class is on Monday mornings at 9:30. Weekly email for all information. Men's clubs having lunch at the Double T Diner. See the weekly email for more information. There is no Pirkei Avot class this week, which is my class on the sages. Next week, the Hanukkah service, bring your Hanukkah menorah. We always put a table out, everyone's Hanukkah menorah, we all light them up together, it's really sweet. So, bring your Hanukkah menorah next week to our Shabbat services. And finally, the annual appeal continues. We have a matching donor who will match virtually all of the annual appeal donations that are made, so please support the temple, and when you do so, you're given double. All right, I've said plenty. Motzi, and then we'll have our closing song, which is O Hanukkah. But, so why doesn't Makela come on up here to get ready for O Hanukkah, and I get to call it out to do the blessing. Baruch Adonai, Elohim melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. All right. O Hanukkah is how we conclude our service.
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have
Hanukkah, and please look forward to seeing you in the lobby for an Oneg Shabbat.